The book is about a young girl named Dolores Walker who takes the first trip she ever does with her family from the Bronx in New York down to Weeki Wachee Springs, Florida, and she sees the live mermaid show. And she decides that no matter what else happens in her life, she's going to become a mermaid. The family goes back to the Bronx, the father leaves, and the mother says, "You basically have to help me support the family." And Dolores goes down to Weeki Wachee, gets herself an audition, and becomes a live mermaid, and that's really the beginning of the story. Swim to Me happened on an August day in New York, where I live. I was reading the New York Times and I saw this front page picture and story about Weeki Wachee Springs. And the picture was of these young girls sitting around a tank in their mermaid costumes. And I don't know if you've had this happen where you smell a different time and you feel a different time. And I was taken back to when I was a young girl in Cypress Gardens, and I started thinking, wow, what would happen if you were a young person and you thought, I'm going to be a mermaid, and you actually became one? How would life have been different? I mean, in my case, I ended up at Newsweek, but in Dolores's case, she ended up a star mermaid. You have to remember it was the 70s when local news programs were doing anything they could to spice up their news shows, including it was probable at that point that they might have had young Dolores delivering the weather in her mermaid outfit, which she does and becomes quite successful at it. Originally, my aim in this was to write about what happens when a family gets blown apart. Can you get them back together in some unconventional way? And I don't want to tell you any more than that because you should read the book.